Top of the top. Good morning, grand rising, good people. Hey, that's my victory laugh, man. That's my forever winning victory laugh. You know, and I be laughing because once you truly understand how life works, you start to realize, like, you start to laugh, you start to smile because you got a grasp on how this thing we call life works. And that's what I want to do with my channel, man. I just want everybody to understand how this thing we call life works. Because once you understand how life works, you start to understand how health works. You start to understand or understand how economics work. You start to understand how joy, peace, prosperity, all of the pluses, like I said on my first video. You start to understand how this thing works. You start to grow and gear towards it. You change your frequency, and you start to step and strive towards those things that's in harmony with growth and prosperity, And speaking of frequency, that's what this about right here, I know in this so-called English language that we talk, in which isn't our native tongue, by the way. But anyway, that maybe I'll talk about that some other episode. But what I'm trying to say is, frequency is spelled, in this English language is spelled frequency. But if you ask me, and I understand, semantics and origin of language and prefixes and suffixes, I understand or understand in my way of spelling it. I spell it frequenSEE, like C instead of CY. Because when you spell it with SEE at the end, you see how this word frequency correlates to life and how you should view life when you start to talk about the word frequency, Because what that means to me is what you frequently do is what you begin to see. Hence why I spell frequency the way I spell it, SEE, with the suffix instead of CY. Because now you can see how frequency and changing your frequency changes your life. So we all are a sum total of our frequency. And our frequency is the things we're frequently doing, the things we're frequently saying, the things we're frequently eating, the company we frequently hanging around. So when you change your frequency, you change the things you begin to see. Hence why I spell it SEE instead of CY at the end. So, when you see somebody that's in shape, it's because of their frequency. They frequently doing push-ups. They frequently doing the things that keeps them in shape. That's why that's what they see. You see someone that got a couple extra dollars. It's their frequency. They frequently working. They frequently saving. They frequently investing. That's why they see that type of money. You see somebody that's healthy and don't get sick often because they frequently do the things that enhance their immunity. They eating the fruits, they eating the berries, they eating all of the natural things that strengthens and grows their immunity over the time. So you frequently see what you frequently do, or you become what you be doing. So we all are a sum total of the things we frequently do. So if you want to see a different life, a better life, change your frequency, change the things that you frequently do. You want to get wiser, more intelligent, change your frequency. Read more instead of looking at your phone. You know what I mean? Because you begin to see what you frequently do. That's why it's called frequency. That's why I keep saying it, frequency. You see what you frequently do. I got so many different examples of just frequency, A lot of times people think, oh, he's just a natural. He just got it. Yeah, we naturally have attributes like strength, speed, height, But in order to have that skill, you got to frequently do a particular thing. So, if you don't got a jumper, it ain't that you're not naturally a shooter in basketball. You got to change your frequency. You got to frequently start to shoot. Steph Curry frequency is on 1 million. He putting up 1 million jump shots. That's why he became a shooter. Warren Buffett became a billionaire because he read 1 million books maybe I'm exaggerating, but I read his book called A Snowball Downhill or something like that. I might be paraphrasing, but anyway, he became so astute with the stock market because he read so much. His frequency, he frequently read to the point he began to see how the stock market worked. Steph Curry frequently shot jump shots till he began to see and master this jump shot. Me, I ain't know how to cut hair. Now I'm a master. I cut all hair types. All hair types, all races, all ethnic people. I cut it because of my frequency. I ain't know nothing about it, but I frequently did it to the point that I began to see how this thing called barbering works. So if you want to see a different life, you got to frequently do something different as a lifestyle. You know, LeBron, he frequently played ball until he began to see himself being that type of player. Or the bad side of things, somebody not where they want to be with their physique or how they look. They frequently doing something wrong. That's why they beginning to see that. They not out of overweight or out of shape because they ate a cookie. They frequently ate cookies. They frequently didn't move. They frequently didn't drink water. They frequently sat on the sofa instead of moved around. They frequently did that. That's why you see that. We all are a sum total of the things we do. The things we frequently do is what we begin to see in our lives. You're not feeling how you're supposed to feel. You don't have the joy you want to have. You frequently saying something wrong. You frequently doing the wrong thing. You frequently watching the wrong things. You frequently listening to the wrong things. And it's hindering your joy and your peace and things like that, you know. So I'm saying this not to make nobody feel bad, but I just want everybody to feel good, you know, and it's a science to feeling good. It's a science to developing skills, and it's all frequency. That's why I spell it with S-E-E at the end instead of C-Y, because this English language is an enigma. I realize that, and you gotta understand the enigma or the puzzle and riddle of it in order to discern it properly, you know, because from my studies, you know, I read Frederick Douglass' book, and it had a lot to do with slavery. And pretty much when, you know, the slaves first got here, reading was illegal, you know. And if reading is illegal, then that shows you how important reading is. So once people became literate and they began to learn how to read, because he used to have to drive, you know, the so-called slave master around and run the stop sign, because it's like, yo, if I stop at this stop sign, they gonna know I know how to read. So then they might do something to me. Then I can't teach the others how to read. So, you know, the point that I'm making is, once we begin to learn how to read, what's the next best thing to do? Let's reconfigure the language. All right, they know how to read now. So if we reconfigure this language, now they don't know how to comprehend or how it correlates to life. So we still got them mentally enslaved, because now they might know how to read, but if they don't know how to comprehend, and comprehend in a sense of how this language and these words correlates to life, then they still illiterate. So what I'm trying to do is get you to understand or understand this language is an enigma. It's a puzzle and riddle. So you can't take everything literal in how it's spelled. Sometimes you got to respell certain words so you can understand how it correlates to life, so you can see more clearer. And once you see more clearer, then you can manifest more clearer. You have a better grasp on life, because you got real words, and I'll get in this on another episode. And then you got artificial words. Real words are the true words. You know, the words that our ancestors used in ancient times, thousands of years ago, that was written in the so-called hieroglyphics or the metal nature. Those words were true. Those images were true. They was in alignment with nature. It wasn't no artificial terminology. You know, that's why the behaviors was more pure and accurate, and the mind was more sound and strong. But when you create language and artificial terminology, then you create artificial behavior. Just like you got real food, you got artificial food. You got real words, you got artificial words. You know, that's why you got regular English, then you got old English. Old English was more pure, you know, and I noticed that people that speaks a more natural language without artificial terminology, their behaviors are more pure. They're more sound in the mind. Spanish is a lot more cleaner than English. Mandarin is so much more pure than English. That's why a lot of the Asian culture, they got a more stronger grasp on life. Even a lot of the Spanish culture got a stronger grasp on life because they don't have the language that's infected with so many artificial terminologies. And it's simple, man. Real words, it aligns with nature. Real words is in harmony with nature. It's in harmony with growth and the things that bear fruit. It's accurate. It works. Artificial terms are the opposite. You know, artificial terms are man-made terms or coined phrases that takes you out of alignment with nature. It takes you out of alignment with correct character and behavior. It falsely justifies and falsely gives credence to behavior that's not right. That's why you see a lot of things in this society that's not right. But wicked people in high places know if I got them in tune with the wrong frequency, I can still control them. I can still manipulate them. I can still have them coming to the pharmacy instead of the farm. I can profit off of them, you know. It's so much more I could say, you know. And if you got any questions, you can get in the comments and ask me to explain it more. But I'm just giving it to you how the Most High put it in my heart and what I see with my observation in life. Because one of my superpowers is I'm very observant. I see things that the average eye don't see. Everybody has a superpower. But in order to see your superpowers, you got to get all of the lies in the form of toxic food, in the form of toxic visuals and audios and people and company. You got to clean your temple out, fast from all that stuff so the divinity in you can surface. So you can see who you are. Once you see who you are and know who you are, you know why you here. You know your purpose. And when you living on in your purpose, you start to notice how things happening on purpose. You know, the life is talking to you. The universe is talking to you. Different omens and signs is trying to gain your attention to get you to understand and walk the way you divinely designed to walk so you can have a more fulfilling life, so you can know that you're here for a reason. Because this ain't no fluke, man. This thing we call life ain't no fluke. You know, it was so intentional. And when you're in tune with the source, you start to know that and understand that and feel that and move that way. So, yeah, if you want to see a different life, see a different physique, see more knowledge, see more money, change your frequency, change the things you frequently do so you could begin to see different outcomes. Because we all are a sum total of the things we frequently doing, the things we frequently saying, the things we frequently eating. So, you know, that's my whole point. Hope this helps somebody. Love.